What does it take to become one of the fastest growing and most controversial streamers on the planet?
Who gonna stop me? You're not stopping me!
Imagine going from an ordinary high school kid to a global phenomenon with millions of fans hanging on your every word, your every scream, your every meltdown.
Yeah!
This is the wild, chaotic, and undeniably entertaining story of Darren Watkins Jr., better known as IShowSpeed. Today, we're breaking down how he went from a nobody to one of the most recognizable faces in streaming, loved and hated in equal measure, and how he changed the game with his raw, unfiltered style. Early life and humble beginnings. Darren Watkins Jr. was born on January 21st, 2005 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Like many teenagers growing up in the 2010s, he was glued to YouTube and gaming. But he didn't start out thinking he'd be famous. In fact, his earliest videos were more like a hobby, uploading gameplay and short clips with minimal attention. There was no slick editing, no elaborate marketing plan, just a kid who loved games, especially NBA 2K and Fortnite, and wanted to share it with anyone willing to watch. What set him apart early on was that raw, unpredictable energy. Even before he blew up, you could see he had something different. He wasn't trying to be the calm, collected, brand-friendly influencer. He was emotional, reactive, funny in a very unfiltered way. But it would take some time, and some viral moments, before that energy would be seen by millions. The pandemic boost. 2020 changed everything for a lot of people, and Darren was no exception. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, people were stuck at home, bored, looking for entertainment. Streaming exploded on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. It was the perfect environment for someone like Speed to break through. During the early months of the pandemic, Speed streamed almost every day. And he didn't just play games quietly, he screamed at them, he cursed them out. He raged in ways that were hilarious to viewers. He'd dance, bark like a dog, run around his room half naked. It was a spectacle, and people couldn't look away. Word of mouth started to build. Clips of his freakouts, insane reactions, and unhinged rants spread across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. For a new generation of viewers who were bored of polished, family-friendly YouTubers, Speed was a breath of chaotic fresh air. The explosion going viral. By 2021, IShowSpeed was blowing up. His YouTube channel went from thousands of subscribers to millions in what felt like months. The growth was insane. Every week, new compilations of his funniest or craziest moments would go viral. Even people who didn't know gaming started recognizing this loud teenager barking at his webcam. One key moment was his firework incident. During a July 4th stream in 2021, he lit fireworks in his bedroom, sending sparks everywhere and nearly setting the place on fire. The video of him screaming and panicking instantly went viral. It was dangerous, sure, but it was also undeniably hilarious to viewers. He wasn't playing it safe, he wasn't faking anything. He was just Speed, chaotic, reckless, and real. Another big factor was TikTok. Fans would clip and share his best moments, and those short videos would get millions of views. He didn't even have to do anything on TikTok himself. His audience did the marketing for him. Controversies and bans. Of course, with all that chaos came trouble. Speed's streams weren't exactly PG. He cursed constantly. He'd have emotional meltdowns. Sometimes he'd cross the line. He got banned from Twitch for making inappropriate comments to a female streamer during a Valorant match. He was permanently banned from the platform. But instead of killing his career, the ban arguably made him even more famous. He moved over to YouTube, where he was already growing fast, and leaned even harder into his wild persona. He became an example of what happens when you're too raw for Twitch, but have a massive audience that wants you anyway. He's been criticized for things like yelling at his audience, saying offensive things, and generally being irresponsible. But his fans, they love it. They see it as authentic. They want the chaos. For them, Speed is the anti-hero of streaming, someone who refuses to be tamed. International stardom. But Speed's rise wasn't limited to the US. He became an international meme. Clips of him barking like a dog at the camera went viral globally. He would scream, "Suai," mimicking Cristiano Ronaldo's celebration, and it became a signature part of his persona. He leaned heavily into that, becoming a huge soccer fan. He started attending matches, meeting players, and creating hilarious, often clueless content about football or soccer for Americans. He even traveled overseas, where crowds would chant his name. In 2022 and 2023, he met Ronaldo himself. An insane moment for a fan who used to yell, "Suai," in his bedroom. He also dropped music. His song Shake went viral for its chaotic, bass-heavy energy and ridiculous lyrics. The music wasn't meant to be taken seriously, but fans loved it. It was fun, memeable, and exactly what you'd expect from IShowSpeed. The business of speed. By 2023, IShowSpeed was a brand. He was making money not just from YouTube ads and donations, but also from sponsorships and merch. Despite his chaotic style, Brands knew he had a die-hard audience. He collaborated with other massive creators like KSI, joined in high-profile football matches, and even participated in charity events. This part of his rise is important because it shows that, for all the yelling and barking, Darren Watkins Jr. is smart. He knows how to keep viewers engaged, he knows how to go viral, and he knows how to cash in while staying true to the insane style that made him famous. Where is he now? Today, IShowSpeed has tens of millions of followers across platforms. He's still streaming, still making music, still going viral. He's no longer just an internet meme. He's a celebrity in his own right. And while plenty of people hate his style, even more love him for it. His rise is one of the wildest stories in modern internet culture. From a kid yelling at NBA 2K in his bedroom to meeting Cristiano Ronaldo on camera, it's proof that in the age of viral clips and social media, anyone, literally anyone, can become famous if they find the right formula. So, what do you think about IShowSpeed? Is he a genius entertainer or an irresponsible wildcard? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of his rise to fame, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories about the biggest names on the internet. Thanks for watching.